Most people think being loud online, constantly sharing opinions, reacting to every comment, or posting every detail of their life is a sign of confidence or power. But the truth is far from that. True mental strength often shows itself not in words, but in silence. Take a moment and think about the people you know online. Who responds immediately to every message, argues on every thread, or posts daily updates about even the smallest events? These people are often reacting out of habit, fear, or the need for approval. Their energy is scattered and their focus is external. Now consider those who rarely post. Who doesn't engage in petty arguments or respond immediately to criticism? Who scroll silently, observe quietly, and save their thoughts for the right moment? These people are practicing self-control, patience, and emotional intelligence. They understand the power of energy conservation. Being silent online is not about being invisible. It's a deliberate choice. It means you're choosing where to spend your energy. You don't need to validate every opinion or defend every idea. You understand that responding to chaos often gives it more power, and true influence comes from restraint, not reaction. Studies in psychology show that people who can control their impulses, even in small online interactions, demonstrate higher emotional intelligence. They are better at decision-making, stress management, and long-term planning. Their silence isn't emptiness, it's strategic. Imagine someone scrolling through a heated online debate. They watch, they analyze, and they choose not to comment. To an outsider, it may seem like indifference, but in reality, this person is evaluating the situation, controlling their emotional response, and keeping their energy focused on what actually matters. Silence online also signals self-confidence. When you are mentally strong, you don't feel the need to prove yourself constantly. You don't have to post your accomplishments or argue your point to gain recognition. You know your value, and you let your actions speak louder than words. Consider the difference between someone who posts every thought versus someone who posts rarely, but intentionally. The latter carries weight. Their words have meaning because they are chosen carefully, not scattered impulsively. People begin to notice that their silence is not emptiness. It's presence, awareness, and strength. There's also the element of patience. Mental strength is not instant. It's developed over time. By choosing silence in a world that demands constant response, you train yourself to wait, to observe, and to act when it truly matters. It's the same principle in leadership. The most respected leaders often speak less, but when they do, everyone listens. Social media amplifies voices, but it also amplifies chaos. Responding to every provocation or engaging in endless debates can drain your energy, increase stress, and reduce focus. Silence allows mental clarity. It's a form of protection against unnecessary conflict and emotional fatigue. Another subtle point: those who remain silent often develop better self-reflection. While others react impulsively, the silent observer spends time analyzing their thoughts, values, and goals. They become more grounded, self-aware, and resilient. Silence becomes a tool for personal growth. Finally, silence online can inspire respect from others. People sense when someone is thoughtful, controlled, and purposeful. They notice restraint and intentionality. Whereas constant noise can signal insecurity or a need for external validation, silence communicates inner stability and confidence. Being silent doesn't mean you are disconnected. It means you are selective. You understand the difference between energy well spent and energy wasted. Every comment, Every post, every reaction is intentional. Your mental strength shows in the calm, composed way you engage or don't engage with the digital world. Now let's take a closer look at why this silence online is not just a habit, but a sign of real mental strength. When you stay quiet while others argue or react impulsively, you're practicing control over your emotions. You're not letting anger, jealousy, or the need to prove yourself dictate your behavior. That control is the core of resilience. It allows you to think clearly, act deliberately, and focus on what truly matters. Mental strength also shows in patience. By choosing when to speak and when to remain silent, you are training your mind to wait for the right moment. You are not distracted by noise, opinions, or pressure to respond immediately. This patience gives you perspective, an advantage few people recognize online. Another key point is self-awareness. Silence allows reflection. You learn to evaluate situations, people, and your own responses before acting. You start noticing patterns. Who deserves your energy? What triggers emotional reactions? And when it's worth investing effort. People who constantly speak online often miss this awareness. They react first, think later. Silence also communicates confidence. When you do speak, your words carry weight. People notice your intentionality. They respect someone who is measured and calm rather than someone who posts impulsively for attention. Your mental strength is seen in the subtle power of your presence. Importantly, silence protects your energy. Social media is full of distractions, negativity, and unnecessary conflict. Responding to every comment or debate drains focus and peace of mind. By staying silent strategically, you conserve mental energy for achieving real-life goals, fostering personal growth, and engaging in meaningful interactions. Finally, those who are silent online often cultivate stronger inner peace. They are not seeking validation from likes, comments, or reactions. Their confidence comes from within, not from external approval. Over time, this makes them more grounded, resilient, and influential. So if you notice someone staying quiet online, don't mistake it for weakness or indifference. It may be one of the strongest indicators of mental stability, self-control, and emotional intelligence. Silence is a choice, and when chosen wisely, it reflects strength far louder than words ever could. True mental strength isn't about speaking the loudest or reacting the fastest. It's about controlling your energy, acting intentionally, and letting your presence speak for itself. Next time you feel pressured to respond online, pause, reflect, and remember, silence can be your greatest power.